Good evening, everyone. If you're an adjuster or an examiner and you're getting ready to get busy with Hurricane Idalia claims, I just thought I would throw out a little reminder there about the new NFIP claims manual that came out in 2023, end of June, in fact. A lot of IA firms and FEMA, of course, do a lot of their training in the spring, so it's a good chance that they have not been able to put out any new training for this manual. So I just wanted to give you a very quick overview of the manual, primarily the fact that the format has changed significantly. And so you're going to want to be familiar with, how it's laid out and how to find things. The first thing is make sure that you get rid of any of the old manuals that have adjusters on the front cover because those are outdated. This one has an image of flooding. It's blue background. So make sure that you have that one. The second very big thing, and we'll talk a little bit more in a minute, is that the claims manual no longer includes the policy language, and there is a companion called the SFIP commentary. You're going to need to get a copy of this document, download it, and keep it with your claims manual. So I'll go through a couple of the features so that you know how to find everything and you'll be ready to use it for the storm. First thing is the table of contents has 6 sections, but I have kind of grouped this into 4 practical sections that will be easy for you to use. The first is the claims journey, and then the claims guidance. There are some special issues and then resources. Claims journey is a 10-step section that starts with the notice of the loss and kind of walks through the chronological life of the claim all the way through payment and post claim. The claims guidance section is the meat and potatoes where an adjuster is going to find that information to help successfully put the claim together. That's eligibility, coverage, scope, and the value. Special issues are things that don't come up on every claim. ICC claims are not usually handled by adjusters, but they are, you need that guidance if you are handling them. Group policies, also remote adjusting. These are case by case issues, but the guidance is there if you need it. Mobile homes, FEMA oversight is really great. There's a section in there about post audit findings and a lot of mistakes that are commonly found. And you might want to take a look at that and make sure that those mistakes don't show up in your reports. And then Sally expenses includes fee schedules and expenses for experts and things like that. And then resources, appendices, tables, and figures have been greatly reduced in this manual, but they've also added a page for acronyms. If you're a newer adjuster and you don't know what all those acronyms are that you see, there's a great page in there that you can refer to. So the big change is that these standard flood insurance policy forms that used to be included on the left column with commentary on the right column, that formatting no longer exists. These 3 policies are standalone documents. They always were, and they still are, and they're not included in the manual, so you need to keep copies of them separately. So the word for word policy language that you used to be able to go to your manual and get, you really can't get that anymore. Make sure you download those policies again, have them handy, always a paper copy as well in case you just can't get access to one in the field or you need to hand one to a policyholder. The policy forms haven't changed, just to be clear. None of the wording in the policy has changed. This is a manual update only. What I've added instead are policy references, and these are color coded. I'll talk about the colors in just a moment, but you'll see to the left hand side of the text throughout the manual these little notes, and they will give you policy references. But you need to be sure to check which policy you're talking about and what section because it won't apply all the way through. These colors do mean something, like I said, and I'll get back to that in a second. But you also need to make sure that you realize that sometimes you'll be reading guidance for the entire manual has been applied to all 3 forms, but it may not apply to the claim you're handling. Coinsurance is a great example. Coinsurance only applies to RC So don't read coinsurance if you're looking at a dwelling claim and think that you have to deal with coinsurance because it doesn't apply. It's only an RC item. All right. Back to the SFIP commentary. This is a brand new document. It was only downloaded a few weeks ago, and so you may not have had a chance to even take a look at it. But this is going to be a companion to the to the manual, and it includes commentary that was sort of, if you're familiar with the old manual, on the right hand column of those pages. So what you want to realize is that in the commentary, in the companion, you will have a dwelling form page, and then to the next page after it will be a guidance page with commentary. So you'll have a policy page and then a commentary page that follow one another. These are the exact pages on the left from the standard flood policy. And then the commentary section is a lot of the same language that you have seen in the past, but there have been a lot of changes. And we'll have to go through that another time. I am putting together a training manual for the whole, or a training class for the whole manual, but the SFIP commentary is brand new, so we're just incorporating that now. All right, so the claims journey follows the life of the claim, and there's a handy little guide here at the top, and I'll just get a little thing. It goes across the left, from left to right, notice of loss all the way through payment and post claim, and it's helpful to know where you are in the claim process if you're looking for guidance in the manual for that process. Then there's claimed guidance, which I mentioned earlier. This is the color-coded section, and you're going to go there to look for some of those meat and potatoes issues when you're trying to determine coverage, write an estimate, and get questions answered about scope and value. So this is another look at what the color coding will help you with. So if you're in the top of these pages, this bar kind of gets longer as you get through the claims journey, and then again, these blue dots will kind of help you also navigate. The steps in the claim journey are really worth paying attention to. Notice of loss, first contact, and inspection. Those are those really valuable moments that you have with that policyholder to start collecting information and giving them guidance. And then discussion with the policyholder to make sure they know where you are in the process and what they're supposed to do next and what they should expect. Reporting and writing the estimate is another kind of phase. Customer experience is a specific step. They want to take time, want the adjuster to take time with the policyholder. But I added the discussion buttons 3 times because there are many times when you need to be communicating with the policyholder after you've written an estimate, once they've obtained new documentation from their contractor, and so forth. And then in the final adjuster report and examination and payment phase, again, you're going to need to talk to that policyholder and let them know what's going on, what they can expect next. And then that may be a time that you find out there's going to be a request for additional payment, and then that needs to be initiated. All right, this is the claims guidance section. Again, blue, green, red, and orange will kind of tell you what sections you're looking for, eligibility, whether we have a valid claim at all, coverage, and exclusions that may apply, the scope and valuation questions that you'll probably have during the estimating process. So, this is just a quick summary to remind you that there is a brand new claims manual. There is commentary that goes along with it, and that you need to keep those 3 policies separate so that you have a full package of information available to help guide you when you're handling those claims. That is it. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions at all, I'm an independent consultant and trainer for to support the entire flood program, and you can call me or email me anytime. Good luck, be safe out there, take care of those customers, and have a good night.